Mary had a little lamb.
The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show. Turn up your mind.
The former president of Mexico, Vicente Fox, he said, "I'm not going to pay for that, quote, effing wall."
I saw him use the word that he used. I can only tell you, if I would have used even half of that word, it would have been national scandal. This guy used a filthy, disgusting word on television, and he should be ashamed of himself, and he should apologize, okay?
Okay.
You're not going to raise that fucking price, you understand?
They're ripping the shit out of the sea. I would bomb the shit out of them. And you can tell them to go themselves. Listen, you motherfuckers, we're going to tax you 25%.
And there you have it.
I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. It's true. I don't care.
Okay, just one example of a long, almost 2-page list of reasons why Donald Trump should never, ever be considered for dog catcher, let alone leader of the free world. Now, you know, many people have said many people have said that Trump is unfit, including Obama today. And at the convention, Hillary said it. A lot of people have said it. You've got vets in Congress that are now saying it. You've got the head of the chief of Veterans of Foreign Wars now saying it. Everybody is saying it except for douchebag John McCain. What is his problem? He insulted everything about you. Everything you could possibly have going for you. This man, Donald Trump, has insulted. Everything he says is a lie. Everything he says, if he says it's sunny, it's probably midnight. If he says it's midnight, it's probably the middle of the day. If he says the sky is pink, look up, it's blue. This man cannot tell the truth. He is a congenital liar, and he's offensive. I can't, listen, the fact that his wife appeared nude, stark raving nude yesterday in a menage, not a melange, a menage de Melania, on the front page of New York's newspaper, and that it generated absolutely nothing from the press, should tell you that they love this fight, and that you've never heard those clips before, have you? No, you never heard those clips. Listen, these clips that I put together, I separated some of them out too. This is Las Vegas. This is just, when he was running for president this time. Now tell me, Batman, riddle me this. Why doesn't the media cover the stuff he says when Wolf Blitzer is questioning him about Vicente Fox's nasty little use of the F word? And Trump's, that is a disgusting word, that foul-mouthed old fool from Mexico. Oh, my God. He used and if I used half of what he said, and, Vicente Fox said, we're not building that fucking wall. That's what he said. And Wolf asked him about it. And there's tons of tape of him. I mean, reams of tape. Reams. I can't explain it except to say he's a ratings getter. He's must-see TV.
I drop a 25% tax on China. And I said to somebody that is really the messenger. The messenger is important. I could have one man say, we're going to tax you 25%. And I could say another, listen, you motherfuckers, we're going to tax you 25%. Now, you said the same exact thing.
It's everywhere. If you take 2 seconds, and listen, the media doesn't have to take 2 seconds. They're there. They're at these events. They know what he said. They were there. Somebody filmed it because it's on a video. That was in Las Vegas. Okay. Why in the world? And listen, this whole election depends on moms and dads and evangelicals that he's courting. I can't for the life of me understand why decent people otherwise would give And what's really interesting is today in the Washington Post, there's a story about how the military, 3 representatives who are ex-vets, you're never an ex-vet, who are vets, say, there's no chance. There's absolutely no chance. Everything he did, and of course this has to do with Captain Humayun Khan and insulting his mother and father, which is just, it's a Yamama joke that won't end, is what Donald Trump did there. But they're saying, that the statements are unacceptable. This is what John McCain says. He said the statements are unacceptable, especially from someone to serve as commander-in-chief. No, I'm sorry. That wouldn't be John McCain, because that would be too definitive. Those are the military vets saying that. They wrote a letter and they said the Khan sacrifice has earned them the right to ask hard questions of those seeking elected office. Well, duh. It's called freedom of speech, and Donald Trump just can't stand it when somebody, freely speaks. Only he is allowed to freely speak. Only he's allowed to say MF. Only he's allowed to say I'll bomb the shit out of them. I will. Only he's allowed to do that stuff. And it's just so crazy, the stuff that he says and does. It's out of control. But yet, even in the same article, there are people like Josh Smith, 53 years old. Of course, he lives here in Florida. And he said he served in the Navy for 20 years, and he doesn't find Trump's comments about the Khans to be distasteful. He said, it's bad that their son died. But to put that man on stage to say all of those things was ridiculous. After Donald Trump said that he would ban all Muslims from this country, to have a Muslim mother and father say, I just want to show you that Muslim Americans are patriotic. They make the ultimate sacrifice for your country. Please recognize this fact before you smear everyone with one broad brush. That was their point. And you got lunatics out there. You got this other guy, Larry Robinson, 71. He said he served in the Army during the Vietnam War, and he thinks that Trump has a lot of empathy for veterans. And so he doesn't think that this is offensive. Really? Okay, that's just one thing, is what's going on now with this military family that happened to be Muslim, who lost their son and would like to point that out so that Idiot Boy and his idiot followers will stop saying that all Muslims must be purged from the country. It's just so hateful. Do you know? And this, so now we have, okay, let's go back to the convention for a brief moment, okay? You've got Ben Carson, Dr. Ben, to you, saying that Hillary Clinton loves Saul Alinsky, even though this is right out of Saul Alinsky's playbook. The divide and conquer thing, the complain thing, and to point the finger at the other person who's doing it, except it's you that's doing it. This is Saul Alinsky. So who's in love with him? But anyway, let's start with Ben real quick.
Now, one of the things that I have learned about Hillary Clinton is that one of her heroes, her mentors, was Saul Alinsky.
Oh, God. They don't even know who he is at this point.
And her senior thesis was about Saul Alinsky.
Yeah, debunking him.
This was someone that she greatly admired and that affected all of her philosophies subsequently. Now, interestingly enough, let me tell you something about Saul Alinsky. He wrote a book called Rules for Radicals. On the dedication page, it acknowledges Lucifer, the original radical who gained his own kingdom. Now think about that. This is a nation where our founding document, the Declaration of Independence, talks about certain inalienable rights that come from our Creator. So are we willing to elect someone as president who has as their role model somebody who acknowledges Lucifer? Think about that.
Now, okay, that made news for about 5 minutes, right? It did. I mean, you've heard that before, haven't you? Oh, please tell me you have. Please tell me we're not playing that much catch up, because that would really, really peeve me. That you just let yourself go to hell like that. But that was a roundabout way of saying she worships the devil. Donald Trump decided, let's just go for it.
And then when they showed Bernie very angry, they're talking about Bernie, because he made a bad deal. He should have not made a deal. He would have gone down as done something really important. Once he made that deal, and believe me, he has buyer's remorse. You know, this guy has buyer's remorse. He looked at that and he was so angry when they were talking about him, and his people are angry at him, and they should be. If he would have just not done anything, just go home, go to sleep, relax, he would have been a hero. But he made a deal with the devil. She's the devil. He made a deal with the devil.
She's the devil. You know, that bouffant that you have, that pompadour from the 50s that you have there with the spray on top from the 80s. I mean, it's a combo hair. It's combo style. Okay, I called it style. God hate me. Punish me. That combo hair doozy of his, that he's got half 50s pompadour and then half 80s, spray the rooster. He's probably hiding the horns, is what it is. But he just said, listen, she's Ben Carson made a stab at it. He just went right for it.
He would have been a hero. But he made a deal with the devil. She's the devil. He made a deal with the devil.
She's the devil. She's the devil. Okay. This is Donald Trump on the campaign trail yesterday. Okay. Today, I just want to show you something. I really do. I love showing you this stuff. This is the stuff nobody ever sees except me. This is the beauty of Randi Rhodes. This is the beauty of it. All right. So he's in Virginia, which is for livers. He's in Virginia and he's talking to his crowd and he's telling them how crowded it is, how jam-packed. There's thousands of people. It's so, you can't breathe. I'm dying over here. Woo, it's just, wow, moist is what it is. Okay?
So we have tremendous crowds of people outside. Would anybody like to give up your seat? So I think what we're going to have to do is a little different. We have been so crowded. There's something going on big, even bigger than before, because
it's huge.
Every place we go, we have these massive crowds. Yesterday, we were in Ohio, we were in Pennsylvania, in Harrisburg, and we had crowds that were so enormous, so much bigger than the venue. So we're going to have to start using, I think, the basketball arenas. Don't you agree?
Okay. This was 5 minutes before Donald Trump took the stage.
Have an empty seat next to you, please kind of move in there, and we'll be right back here in about 5 minutes to hear from Donald Trump. Thanks.
If there's an empty seat between, would you just kind of move in? We need seat fillers. Everybody fill the seats so it doesn't look empty. He can't tell the truth about that. He has to say, because the crowd was small, he has to say how big it is. It's just, poor Melania. No wonder she's with a woman on the cover of the New York Post. She's pissed. She did it for the money. But she's still pissed. Okay, so there's that, right? I mean, that's a very simple matter, isn't it? If the place is not jam-packed, then don't say that, don't say anything. Just get on with your little diatribe and call Hillary a devil. The devil. Not the devil. But no, he sees the place is like half empty. And he has to say that it's packed to the gills. He's just congenitally defective. He has to lie. He can't stop. Okay, what else could we show you? Oh, okay, we remember this one, right?
Well, I'll tell you what I don't like. It's against 2 NFL games. I got a letter from the NFL saying, this is ridiculous. Why are the debates against? Because the NFL doesn't want to go against the debates because the debates are going to be pretty massive from what I understand, okay?
They're going to be massive, I tell you, massive. Okay, except that.
And one other note, the NFL has disputed a claim Mr. Trump made in the interview that the NFL wrote him a letter complaining about the presidential debate schedule. An NFL representative told us that was not true. And the Trump team responded to that overnight, saying that Trump was made aware of conflicting dates by a source close to the league.
Okay, and then there's this.
I never met Putin. I don't know who Putin is. He said one nice thing about me.
I do have a relationship, and I can tell you that he's very interested in what we're doing here today. I spoke indirectly and directly with President Putin, who could not have been nicer. And I got to know him very well because we were both on 60 Minutes. As far as Putin is concerned, I think Putin's been a very strong leader for Russia, but he's been a lot stronger than our leader, that I can tell you. I mean, for Russia, that doesn't mean I'm endorsing Putin. Strong doesn't mean good. Putin is a strong leader, absolutely. I could name many strong leaders. I could name very many very weak leaders, but he is a strong leader. And if I were president, Putin would give him over. I would get along with Putin. I've dealt with Russia.
You think you'd get along with Putin?
I think I'd get along with him fine. I think he'd be absolutely fine. He would never keep somebody like Snowden in Russia. He hates Obama. He doesn't respect Obama. Obama doesn't like him either. If I'm president, Putin says, hey, boom, you're gone. I guarantee you that.
He's a very flamboyant man, very talented, no doubt about that. He is an absolute leader of the presidential race, as we see it today. He says that he wants to move to another level of relations, to a closer, deeper level of relations with Russia. How can we not welcome that?
Yeah, it was very nice. He said great things. He even called me brilliant. Isn't that nice?
And you said that was an honor, McDonald.
Of course it's an honor.
Right. Putin called him brilliant. That's not good. Well, isn't it sort of nice if, like, countries that we're always fighting with, maybe we get along and let them do, right? I mean, look, we're all tough guys, but wouldn't it be nice if, like, Russia and us could knock out an enemy together, not us bear the full cost sometimes? Like, Putin likes me, and if he thinks I'm a good, smart person, which, I hope he believes it, I am. Actually, he's right, I am brilliant. You know that, right?
Oh, well, yeah, everyone knows.
But you know what? If he says something positive, that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. I never met Putin. I don't know who Putin is.
I mean, he cannot tell the truth. He can't. He just cannot. Not about the crowd, not about the NFL letter, not about whether or not he knows Putin, had lunch with Putin, met him, got a gift from him, that Vicente Fox's language was beyond the pale, and if he used half of that language, it would be national news, it would be all over the place.
I drop a 25% tax on China. And I said to somebody that is really the messenger. The messenger is important. I could have one man say, we're going to tax you 25%. And I could say another, listen, you motherfuckers, we're going to tax you 25%.
Oh my God.